Hello people, you're welcome back to another episode of our movie preview and review. It's your favorite girl B, and today guys I've been reviewing this movie on Prime app. It's called The House of Secrets. Come along with me guys. So here's a summary of the movie. A sheltered woman's past come back to haunt her when she's thrown in jail for being an accomplice to her spy lover. 20 years later, a group rescues her from jail. They set up a semblance of her old house to make her remember a secret number her spy lover hid with her. So what worked for me in this movie? The story was not bad. It's different from the everyday Nollywood plot, and this is very commendable. The movie setting was really good, picture quality was great, and we saw some amazing shot angles. I liked the fact that they tried to explore a mental disorder like dissociative amnesia. I like the way they introduced the young Sarah and Panama to us. Their first encounter was really cute and I enjoyed watching their relationship. Plot progression was coherent. The use of flashback in this movie was quite good. I particularly liked the scene where Sarah fell and kept on moving back and forth between her past and present day. It was very well done. Acting and casting worked to some extent. The lead character in this movie, played by Najite Daly, gave a convincing performance as Sarah. I saw her for the first time in this movie, and I must say she embodied the character perfectly. As soon as she stepped on screen, I could feel that all was not well with her. As the movie progressed, I could sense her agitation and mental turmoil. It was palpable. Sean Farquhar, Efe Rile, Femi Jacobs, and Ketenshaw all delivered their roles as expected. Nothing remarkable though. Funlola Ayofi Lebi, Mrs. Lawal was overacting. Emeka Wabarocha Daniel is so used to being timid guy in the background movie. He was unable to bring any personality to the important character he played in this one. As for the other team members, they just occupied space. What I didn't like about this movie, the spy thriller, psychological thriller, there are some of the labels that should have been used to describe this movie. But I don't think this movie belongs to the thriller genre. So what didn't work for me in this movie? Spy thriller, psychological thriller, these are some of the labels that have been used to describe this movie. But I don't think this movie belongs to the thriller genre because there was nothing thrilling about it. The entire plan was not that smart, if we're being honest. While watching the movie, nothing keeps you on the edge of your seat. The twists do not make you gasp, no suspense, no shocks, no high points, no dramatic moments, weak dialogue, poor action sequences. Everything was just there. The trailer of this movie was more intriguing than the movie itself. They were trying so hard to make the movie seem deep. As a result, too many scenes were in slow motion. The drums and the use of ominous sounds were a little too much, too obvious. Still, the movie lacked depth. Another issue with this movie was the fact that they did not really pay attention to details. The first thing I'll mention is Sarah's wig in 1999. Not only was that wig not an ideal representation of women's hairstyle in 1999, but Nii Akinmolayan wanted us to believe that Sarah wore this wig all through her courtship with Panama. She wore this wig all through her pregnancy term. She was still wearing the same wig while she was in prison for 5 years, and when she was transferred to the mental home, she still had this wig. How? Also, the fire that destroyed the post office burnt everything, but the paper poster on the wall and the paper files on the counter were untouched. How? Nobody saw that. Still on attention to details. As a result of how the story was told, I was not sure what was real and what was fake, and this was quite confusing for me. Let me give examples. The building with the young couple who lived on the other side of Sarah's windows, were they real or just a figment of Sarah's imagination? At first, I thought they were real. I thought they were a part of Mrs. Lawal's plan to jog Sarah's memory. But the problem with maintaining this position is that Mary and Johnson were fighting about the things Panama and Sarah used to fight about. Mrs. Lawal and her team could not have been privy to those details, so they could not have been part of the plan. So that means they were just a product of Sarah's imagination. Sarah was just reliving her experiences with Panama. The issue with maintaining this position is that if they were not real, the couple and that building should only be visible when Sarah was looking at them because they did not exist outside her mind. Unfortunately, there were a few times when we saw the building even though Sarah was not looking at it. To further buttress the point that there was no clear delineation between what was real and what was not, I would like to draw your attention to the points where it was revealed that nobody was present when Sarah ran out of the campaign building. If you remember what happened just before she ran out, we saw a very bright light flashing on and off behind Sarah, almost like someone was playing with the switch. Then a shadow moved back and forth on the wall. Then the recorded train sound came on, and one would assume that it was just Mrs. Lawal and her team messing with Sarah in order to help her remember things faster. But since no one was around, what actually happened in that scene? Where did the flashing light and the shadow come from? Was that her trauma showing up too, or am I overthinking things? To round it all up, I thought the end of the movie was not properly executed. Let's start with the fire. It was so obvious that the fire was not real. They used lights and fake smoke to create the illusion of a burning house, but we could clearly see that nothing was burning. Also, they were Also, why were they standing all around awkwardly? What was the fake coughing and choking sounds? Overall, House of Secrets was just there for me. While I understand that some will appreciate it because it was bold attempt to tell a different type of story, I could not look past the loopholes, the tension-free storytelling, the lackluster performances, and poor direction that marred this movie.
Sarah, we need this to prevent the general from becoming president.
She escaped.
She remembers.
Who are you people?
To be Sarah and your unborn baby.
Sarah, they burned down the whole office.
Stop the train!
She's hiding something.
And with that, guys, we've come to the end of this amazing review on the House of Secrets. I'll be giving this movie a 5 out of 10 for me because of they tried to do something different. So I'll be giving them a 5 over 10. If you've not yet seen the movie, you can download the Prime Video app and you get to see the movie on there, The House of Secrets. Let me know what you think about this movie. And with that, guys, we've come to the end of today's episode of Movie Preview and Review. It's still your favorite girl, B. And before I leave you guys, hope you're following us on our social media handles. If you're not, please do so right about now. On Instagram, we'll go by e.com_official. For Facebook and YouTube, we'll go by e.com_official. And for Twitter, we'll go by EDOTCOM01, all in lowercase alphabet. Bye, guys.